Hi everyone, my name is Trent Rhorer. I'm the Executive Director of the Human Services Agency. I know some of your faces. I was told there's over 40 organizations here from throughout San Francisco, which I just want to kick off and say thank you. That's a fantastic attendance. You can give yourselves applause. For a very important issue, and frankly an issue that I think a lot of people don't know about, and unfortunately probably a lot of the individuals who are on CalFresh may not know about it as well. So that's really the goal of today, is to partner with you all in a better way on sharing information, and then as much as we can get that information out to recipients of CalFresh, our clients. I do want to do a couple of introductions. One, he snuck in the 1, 2, 3rd, 5th row is the longest standing city commissioner, is a commissioner of the Human Services Agency, George Yamasaki. Thank you, George, for coming. And also two of our partners at the state, Amber Bonilla and Jennifer Nicholas are here. Thank you guys for coming. So, like I said, today is really a lot about education. We have Ed Bolin here from Washington, D.C. to talk a little bit about the federal climate. I'm just going to say a couple of comments about this particular provision of the SNAP program. So, way back in 1996, actually when I started working at HSA, the Welfare Reform Bill was passed, and this was, most people knew it as ending welfare as we know it, elimination of AFDC and replacing it with TANF block grant. With that came a lot more money to states to spend on supportive services and programs for families with kids. But what was put in there, and I think probably part of the political negotiation, were some fairly draconian changes to our public assistance system around what then was called food stamps, and also on SSI. Things like no legal immigrants on SSI after a certain date. Substance abuse is no longer considered a disabling condition for SSI. But also tucked in there was, for the first time ever, a taking away of the entitlement status of food stamps. And what does that mean? That means that for a certain population, called ABODs, so if you're a single adult of a certain age, you had to work in exchange for your food stamps for the first ever time, stripping that entitlement status. And I'm here to say that it never was, nor is it now, a policy that we support. Food support, nutritional support is a critical component of the safety net, as you all know. Similar with healthcare, with Medi-Cal, and I would argue cash assistance in housing, but we can have the discussion philosophically in the hallway. So attaching a work requirement to receipt of food and food support is just the wrong policy direction to go. California has really been successful, and thanks to our state partners, at being under waiver status for ABODs, meaning because our unemployment rate was at a certain level compared to the national average, blah, 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 we were exempted as a state from these requirements. Well, because our economy is doing so much better now, 3 counties, us, Alameda, San Mateo, Santa Clara, San Mateo, us. Alameda skated? So us on the western half of the Bay now are forced to implement this part of the law. And that's what we're here today, is to talk about what that really means. Let me tell you our goals at the agency. We have to comply. We would like to protest and hold up signs and say we're not going to do this, but then we lose our federal money. We don't want to do that. So what do we want to do? We have 2 goals, principally. One is to maximize the number of people who retain their CalFresh benefits. And there's a number of ways to do that, which we're going to talk through today, to maintain that nutritional food support for our clients, and frankly, to maintain what is sort of an economic generator in our communities, right? Purchasing food, keeping our local businesses, for those who use it in restaurants, our local restaurants, and that's a key piece as well. The second goal, because this is around work, is not to have this be a make-work program, right? For those, if we have to design a program like that to keep someone eligible and that's what they want to do, okay. But let's take this as an opportunity to track folks, put folks in programs that actually help them get a job, or get a better job, or work more hours, or get a higher wage. And so they wouldn't have to necessarily be relying on the public assistance system. So those are my 2 goals and hopes. And let me tell you, this is a very big undertaking for our agency. A lot of staff training, a lot of systems changes, a lot of client communications, and so we really need you. We really need you to help spread the word about this change, help talk to clients, help hopefully share our goals as an agency and as a city, which is to keep everyone on their food support and to, if they want that path, get into a track to improve their employment status. So thank you for coming, taking the time. It's just such a great turnout. You know, I was talking last week, I said, well, how many people are going to show up? Thinking like 15 to 20. And Chandra and the team said, no, we think we might even have 100. I said, oh, wow, I'm going to come for sure. So thanks, you guys. I'm turning it over to whom? Oh, you guys are going to come up? Oh, great. Thank you. So our state partners from Sacramento are going to say a few words. So thanks again, you guys. Please ask. Don't be afraid. No questions dumb. Get as much information as possible. And my fantastic staff who are all around here, raise your hands. I'm not going to introduce them all. So I will introduce a couple key. Mary, stand up, and Jason, stand up. So Mary Adrian is our program director over our entire benefits side. So Medi-Cal and CalFresh. Okay, we call it SF Benefits Net, and Mary is the director over that system. Jason is our program director over the General Assistance CAP program, PAYS, CAP, SIP, GA, those of you who know it, which of course is the cash assistance system for single adults, but has a huge overlap with our CalFresh clients as well. And let me also introduce Noelle, because she really drives this ship on this side of the house. Noelle Simmons, who you don't know, is our deputy director over self-sufficiency. So all of our public assistance programs, workforce programs, fall under Noelle. And then lastly, our communications director, Chandra Johnson. For the first time in 15 years since we had to do budget cuts, HSA actually has a communications office, which is awesome. And part of the communications office is coordinating, thinking about, being creative about events like this. So Chandra, thank you and your team. Okay, now you guys can come up. Sorry. I said I was going to say a few things, and I said more than that.
That's all right.
All right, thanks you guys.